federal government shutdown might be less than 2 weeks away. We've seen it all before. Popular tourist sites forced to close, and furloughed workers protesting lost wages.
No paycheck, no peace.
It could happen again on October 1st if Congress fails to approve spending bills which would keep federal agencies afloat.
Nobody wins in a government shutdown. Nobody wins in a government shutdown.
U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is facing opposition to the spending legislation from a small group of hardline Republicans. He said he would bring 2 spending bills to the House floor for consideration soon, including a short-term stopgap measure to see if they can pass. But the proposal, which would cut spending by more than 8% at most agencies, is still dead on arrival in the Democratic-controlled Senate. Congress must allocate funding to more than 400 government agencies each fiscal year, which ends on September 30th. If lawmakers don't pass those bills before the new fiscal year starts, those agencies will be unable to continue operating as normal. There have been 20 shutdowns since the 1970s, according to the Congressional Research Service. Among those, the shutdown between December 2018 and January 2019, when Republican President Donald Trump battled Democratic lawmakers over funding for a border wall. And data shows that shutdown cost the economy about $3 billion.
Hey, ho, ho, the shutdown has got to go.
Some 800,000 federal employees were furloughed without pay for 35 days during the 2018-2019 shutdown, hitting many workers right in the wallet.
We're all hurting here. We want to work. I want to work. I want to serve my country.
Our budget is blown out of the water. I have no idea how to plan for what's next.
A wide range of government services could be halted during a shutdown, from trash pickup at national parks to passport applications. Other workers deemed essential would remain on the job, but without pay. For example, military personnel would remain working, but roughly 429,000 civilian Pentagon employees would be furloughed. A debt limit is a cap set by Congress on how much money the U.S. government can borrow, which needs to be raised from time to time. Failure to do so could prevent the Treasury Department from paying its debts, and that would likely have severe consequences on global markets and could plunge the country into recession.
This morning, with the clock ticking, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy facing increasing pressure to unite his party and avert a government shutdown.
I don't think it's right that government shuts down, and that's why I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen.
But the rebellion within his own ranks leaves McCarthy in a perilous situation. Some even calling him a weak speaker, threatening to oust him.
Kevin McCarthy would never put anything above his own power and his own ambition. He's not just an ineffective leader, but a morally bankrupt one.
It's the biggest test for the speaker since the debt ceiling showdown, with members of his own caucus demanding deeper spending cuts and stricter border policies, both non-starters for the Democrats in the Senate.
Slapdash, because it's not a serious proposal for avoiding a shutdown.
The Republican proposal doesn't include any of the $24 billion the White House is requesting for Ukraine. McCarthy preparing to meet with Zelensky tomorrow, making no promises.
Will you commit to another round of funding for Ukraine?
Is Zelensky elected to Congress? Is he our president? I don't think I have to commit anything.
If the government does shut down, more than 4 million government workers could lose pay, including some military troops and members of law enforcement. Money would run out for disaster relief, and 10,000 children would lose access to Head Start. With time running out, some Republicans now begging the hard-right members of their party to reverse course.
We came here and we took an oath when the 118th Congress began to do the people's work and to govern. And right now, we have certain individuals holding that work hostage.
Can you blame your swing state members if Republicans can't coalesce around a deal if they sign onto a discharge petition?
Listen, I think the best way to handle anything is you work through this conference and you get the work done, and that's what we're doing.
Can we expect
the shutdown be for Republicans? How much are you certain it's Republicans?
Look, I don't think anybody wins a shutdown. Think for one moment what a shutdown does. It stops paying our troops. How do you have more leverage in that situation? I've watched shutdown after shutdown. Everybody loses. Look, I don't know who gets punished in this. I do know that the American public wants to have their border secure. I do know they want to end the runaway spending because it's a hardworking taxpayers' money that you're taking. I do know they want to end the wokeism in government. And the only way you're able to achieve that is to pass the appropriation bills that we passed out of committee. That's why we've been working so hard. There are some members that have difference of opinion, but you know what? Don't stop the rule for the idea to come up. And let's debate the bill. We've got more than 170 amendments to a bill. If you've got an idea to make it better, that's the difference in this new Congress. People could actually have a say. It's not one way or the highway. Think about all the amendments we allowed. You know, for 7 years, we never even had an open rule in Congress. That's unheard of because you've got the American people who are lending their voice to their member of Congress. That voice should be heard. So that's exactly what we're doing. It might not look perfect to you. Maybe you want one person to decide everything. I don't think that's the way government should work. I like a lot of ideas to come up and have the best idea win, and I'm continuing to fight for that.